Hey everybody, there is a lot to talk about on this latest episode of The Real Housewives of Miami, Season 5, Episode 14, so let's get right into it. Alright, before we begin, you guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss any videos that I post. Alright, so let's get into this episode. Okay, so you all remember the girls are on vacation, right? They're at the Bahamas. And Marysol wasn't going to go because she was sick, but she surprised everybody and now she's there. So they're just hanging out. Some are eating, some are getting into the pool. And Julia goes over to Lisa and she asks her how she's doing. Of course, she's not well and she has a lot to say, so she tells her what's going on. But when Marysol sits down, Adriana takes the opportunity to talk to both Alexia and Marysol. Adriana emphasizes the bond that they had, which included marriages, divorces, funerals, and Adriana wants to know what happened, and most specifically, why neither of them reached out during her divorce. But the thing about Alexia and Marysol is that they take no accountability whatsoever. And Marysol tells Adriana that it's not like she reached out when her boyfriend broke up with her, but it turns out that the boyfriend actually hit up Adriana after he left Marysol, and he told her that he was never in love with Marysol. I guess that was like her trying to highlight her loyalty to them and how she didn't entertain the idea, but I don't think it worked because it was actually the opposite. They got really angry at her. And Alexia and Marysol, they really egg each other on, which is what Adriana was trying to bring up before. And I totally understand it. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm Team Adriana, but I do see what she has a problem with. Anyways, they then all go to their rooms and chill before meeting up again. Larsa goes over to Nicole's room to talk about their problems because, you know, they've always been in a baddish place since last season. They were never really able to like pick back up and have anything that was nice. So Larsa tells her that she shouldn't have said the rumor about the doctor. And that meant a lot to Nicole because she even hugged her. But then Larsa decides to be a gangster in the confessionals and says that she doesn't actually regret it. So it's like, really? Like, why did you have to say that? But like I said, that was in the confessionals. So Nicole thinks that it's sincere. Alexia and Marysol are in their room talking about Adriana, you know, bad things. Marysol reveals that the stone that Julia and Adriana gave to them, she actually threw it out the balcony. So, and then it's time for dinner. They are all around ready to eat, but they're going to have something called a rage ritual where they're going to like scream or something like that. And I thought it was probably not going to be the best idea, but I was like, okay, we'll see. It's gonna be after dinner. But while they're eating dinner, Marysol puts Julia on the spot and asks if there's anything that she wanted to say. And Julia's kind of confused and she's like, no, but did you get my stone? And then that's where Marysol tells her that she was spooked out by the stone. And Julia is a little offended because they're insinuating that she has dark energy. And it's kind of funny because Julia's even like, okay, well, are you gonna be scared or spooked to touch your drink, your dinner, because you don't know where it comes from? But then Julia addresses Alexia and says she wants to know what her issue is. And Alexia says that she sees some rage in her eyes. And that really triggered Julia. She started dragging Alexia. And Alexia is trying to gaslight her and says, well, you have a lot of rage. Like, you know, just trying to make her think that she's dumb for speaking out. And she even goes as far as to tell Julia that Julia can never have a conversation without screaming. But Alexia must have short-term memory loss because she probably forgot about all the times that she screamed to all the people during this season. Adriana, Nicole, Julia. So that was so weird. And Larsa, another one that has nothing to talk about, then jumps in and completely throws Adriana under the bus about what Adriana confided in her at the spa. So then Marysol jumps in because what Adriana told her about the ex earlier in the day really did bother her. So Larsa completely took it out of context though, And in that moment, I felt really bad for Adriana because I feel like it was like a witch hunt because it was coming from all sides. And it gets so bad that Larsa even threatens to beat her ass, like all of a sudden. So then the B word starts to be floated around and it's just chaos. And Adriana grabs her drink and throws it on the floor. Not at anyone, but to the floor. So like I guess some people would probably think that's a little bit too violent or whatever, but I definitely understand like where that came from. But the healer who was going to do the rage ritual speaks to Adriana because it's too much that she has to get up out of her seat and goes with the lady. And Adriana breaks down. I felt horrible. She started crying and it was a complete mental breakdown because she told the lady that she has no one. She's alone. And if she were to die tomorrow, she feels like nobody would care. And the part that kind of broke my heart was when she said, "Why don't they like me?" It was just horrible to watch. But then eventually they begin the ritual. And so that ritual includes, you have to think of someone who like made you beyond mad or a situation. And when you're thinking about it, you scream it out into the ocean. So after they did that, some of the girls were like playing around, jumping on each other. They're like really crazy. And while they're doing that, they fall and Adriana's foot gets hurt and she's claiming that it's broken. I don't think it would be that bad to actually break her foot, but she says that it really hurts. But just to show you the disparity, nobody there was with Adriana when that happened. Only Julia. That's the only person. But then it's a new day. Lisa's leaving because you never know if Lenny could be using the fact that she's on a vacation against her. So she's leaving. But it's going to be the last day anyway. So at least she had some fun. And Adriana's actually in a wheelchair now because of her foot. But anyway, they continue on with their day. They get on this boat. When they're on the boat, they're partying to Adriana's song. So she feels like, maybe that's going to be like a little olive branch. You know, that's maybe a good thing. But they're still really being neglectful to Adriana's foot and how she's feeling. And then when they're all sitting around after they had their little activities, Adriana does thank them for enjoying her song. And then that's where Alexia chimes in and says, "Well, we like your artistry, but you always play the victim. It was a simple accident that could have happened to anybody." And then it is in that moment where Adriana screws herself up and says, "Yeah, accidents can happen to anyone, and they do have consequences, as you would know with Frankie." And to Alexia, that's like the lowest blow ever. I don't think Adriana said it from like a malicious, evil place. I think she was trying to make a connection like she did with Marysol and the ex. But when you bring up children, and especially with the situation with Frankie, it's just so sensitive. It was just a horrible analogy, whether it's true or not. And like I said, it was really triggering, really like a punch to Alexia. She she kind of choked up. And then that's all we get, though. That's just to be continued. So we'll see what happens next week. But like I said, I don't think Adriana should have said it, but I don't think she was saying it to be hurtful. But I do recall Alexia, and this is not justifying Adriana or saying she should have said it, but Alexia did tell Nicole a few episodes ago, anybody can say anything they want in this group. So, I mean, you can't be putting those rules, Alexia, and then, have people obey them, because then you're gonna be mad. But yeah, you guys, that's what we got this episode. Like I said, so much happened. I feel like this was such a episode like packed with drama and like just really, really entertaining. Again, what I saw with Adriana getting like ostracized was very upsetting. But yeah, this is getting really good. The season's about to end, so it's gonna be getting really good. So you guys let me know what you thought in the comments. What do you think about the way they treated Adriana, and what do you think about what she said at the end about Frankie? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you guys next time. Y'all have a good one. Bye.